top guys, so you're going to have to perform. So they'll probably get that right in that way. It won't be a problem with their output. But from Liverpool's point of view, Liverpool are now seen as poor as Bournemouth were, because they were very poor, that they are where they need to be. They need to be ruthless and killing teams off, and that is where they are at the minute. And you have to fancy them to a certain extent, because like they seem like they needed something to get themselves going. Because in the games, I thought Fulham especially, were brilliant against them at the start of the season. And it's just, I thought Palace were very good as well. And, I just thought that game was the perfect game you need to, like, blow out the cobwebs. And so, right, Newcastle, it's going to be a tough game. But, like, it's a game that we should be winning, because they've got to try and stay in touch with City. They've got to stay... not City, but Arsenal, but they know what... they know what they've got to do to stay amongst
We need these clips need to be saved. It's not even September yet. It's not even September. Come on.
Don't do that. In fact, can you clip that bit out?
Archive it now.
No.
Archive it now.
No, what I'm saying is that Liverpool know they cannot afford to drop points against the City side. That's going to be coming. They're going to be there. They're going to do what they do, and they're not going to leave a lot of space. There's not a lot of room for error with City.
No, and they've already got that cushion, and you sort of don't see City dropping too many points at all between now and the end of the season, even though we're only 4 games in. From Liverpool's point of view, like you said, it was a real blowing away of the cobwebs, because Bournemouth were poor, but there was a relentlessness that Liverpool, and an intensity that had been missing from their opening games.
Yeah, the ruthlessness was there, and I think people had been a little bit underwhelmed with the early performances of Luis Diaz especially, and he scored, within 2 minutes, had a brilliant game. They've got the firepower there. And after those early few games, there were questions about, how will they ever replace Sadio Mane? When then you see this game, you think, they don't need him. It was actually, I think, ironic and bizarre to see Mohamed Salah not get on the score sheet. That's probably the only frustrating, I think.
He should have done. He
missed
an open goal, didn't he?
Yeah. But yeah, that confidence, Harvey Elliott, what a goal. I think that's going to only improve his game for this season. So I think, Liverpool fans are probably feeling a lot more relaxed, especially because of the atmosphere with Virgil van Dijk as well after the United defeat, and fears there that he might be kind of sliding off his game a little bit. They needed this result so badly.
And even for him to get on the score sheet, I know that's not his primary reason for existing at Liverpool, but just to get on the score sheet there, Trent Alexander-Arnold been criticised with a fantastic goal there as well. Just things that can build confidence, and different types of goals from 7 different players.
I think that's the key thing there. I think if you look back to City last season, the amount of different scorers they had in that team without a so-called number 9, and now Liverpool's done that with a so-called number 9 in the team. It shows you how far they've come in spreading. And I thought they was unbelievable in this game. I thought early in the season against Crystal Palace, at the first half, first 20, 30 minutes, I thought they were fantastic until the Zaha goal, and it kind of put them on the back foot. But Harvey Elliott, for me, has been the perfect person to replace Thiago. I think his energy, he loves attacking, and he's got the quality to do things that he's done in this game. And like everyone's saying, to keep up with, say, Arsenal now, you've got to do these things. And
everyone, you mean?
So everyone's chasing Arsenal at the minute, and they've got 100% record. So you have to win these games. And I think City had nearly had a breakdown. Liverpool blew the team away, but at the same time, they both did what they needed to do, and they're 3 scoring teams, and it's just going to something that's going to keep happening. And now it's down to Arsenal, Dad.
As impressed as you've been by Harvey Elliott, is the answer to Liverpool's midfield injury problems, because by all accounts, and Jurgen Klopp has been reasonably open on this, they're looking for someone else, and the link is with Jude Bellingham, although apparently there's been no official approach.
Wow.
I honestly, personally think he is. I think they should leave him in there. I think he will do fantastic, especially in that Thiago Silva area where he's never going to control the game like Thiago Silva, because he's phenomenal at doing that and makes it look quite easy. But I think I would have thought he was bringing Jude Bellingham to play alongside either Fabinho or Henderson, because he will be that midfielder that will go box to box, which leaves Fabinho or Henderson to sit a little deeper.
More of a Keita, or what Keita was brought in to do.
Yeah, and I think he will be key in that role. So for me, I think even before he got injured, I was like, who is this kid? He's fantastic. And to come back from the injury he's had at this form is unbelievable. And they got the young lad as well from Fulham, Carvalho.
Yeah.
He's a great asset as well.
Did you say Thiago Silva?
No, Thiago.
I said Thiago.
Yeah, but you said
Thiago
Silva.
Alcantara.
Yeah, that's the one.
Although there's a song goes Alcantara.
Yeah, but I'm sure you said Thiago.
Why are you trying to make me look silly on
I'm not
TV?
making you look silly. It's just that I'm your dad. I want to make sure that you don't
Yeah,
say
but you
it.
should have said that before I said anything.
Because in my head I'm thinking, is his name Thiago? Has he got Silva in his name?
Did I say Silva?
I think he might have said Silva,
No.
but like it's fine.
But anyway, yeah, but did you get my point? Now?
A very good
We're
point.
all still chasing Arsenal, basically.
You know what I was going to say as well? You make a good point with Arviola. You know, Curtis Jones, though, as well.
Yeah, he's really
if
good.
If he comes back,
yeah.
you like to see, but you can see what... Jude Bellingham, for me, would be in anyone's midfield, and the way he plays is going to bring something. And you could see that somewhere like... If he could go somewhere like Liverpool, it would be an unbelievable signing. When you look at Bellingham, Curtis Jones, and so Arviola, he's only going to get better because he's got so much technical ability and awareness around him that you could see where Bellingham, you know, Curtis Jones and him could really be that midfield for a few years to come.
In terms of their opponents, Newcastle in midweek, the feeling around Newcastle seems to be relentlessly positive, even though they've only won one game and the rest of them have been draws. One of them was against Manchester City, and what was just a full throttle match. But in terms of going into this one, did what they did against Manchester City give us a blueprint as to what they might try and do against Liverpool, do you think?
Yeah, I think so much of it is about belief as well. I think they look so much more confident and free going forward. I think Eddie Howe's done a brilliant job to give people kind of established specific roles, but also give players that need freedom the kind of keys to the attacking third and say, you do what you need to do to make things happen. Case in point, that's kind of a phenomenal goal out of nowhere. But he has got a really talented group of individuals, and I think Bruce had that too. But what he's done is added some actual sense of direction and added more players, more experience, more defensive organisation as well, which they really, really needed. And then he's got the really creative players, and they can kind of just do what they need to do to get the job done.
What we saw there, we saw like with Saint-Maximin's goal there, it's something that we've seen that from an individual ability is amazing. But can he be consistent? Can he score more goals? Can he create more? Because when you look at his creation, it's not nowhere near what it should be. Eddie seems to be getting him to play with a little bit more responsibility about himself, a bit more further up the pitch, not too many touches, letting the ball go. If you aren't attracting players to you, then let the ball go quicker so there's space somewhere else. He seems to be starting to get that. He scores a fantastic goal there. But those are the kind of things that you want to see from him. He's improved him. I think Isak's going to be a fantastic signing for them, and I think he'll probably be able to play Isak off of Callum Wilson, you know. But like, you can see exciting times for Newcastle, and the way that they're spending their money, the way they're buying the players, they've not gone in stupidly. And I think that obviously the financial fair play is a lot different to where it was when City started, and you know, before when Man City started, and then, you know, we've seen what's happened with PSG. I think things have changed so much even when Chelsea started to put the money into the game. I think Newcastle are being very sensible, and I think it's going to take a few more years before they get that player.
Still a £60 million player.
Yeah, yes, but at the same time, it's not like blasting like crazy on, oh, let's bring him in and let's bring him. They're making those signings like, if I could compare it to anything, I'd compare it to City when they signed Gareth Barry and Joleon Lescott and James Milner, that kind of player, that experienced player in the Premier League, or good player that could come in and raise the level in the squad.
While we're talking about raising a level and making the kind of key signings that can just bring a squad on, Haaland got his first hat-trick, his first goal at the Etihad, first goals at the Etihad for Manchester City in their 4-2 win.